So, having a seat, cross your legs, just get your nice and comfortable, so have a bit of a wriggle round. If you haven't already, give the shoulders a bit of a roll around and then settle somewhere amidst all of that movement, just somewhere nice and still. Anchor the seat bones down into the ground, so try and feel heavy through the seat bones, almost heavy through the cross of the legs, really weighted down into the mat, so fully relaxed. And then just start to bring some breath back into the body. And most of this class today, we're going to stay seated or stay kneeling. I'm going to try and keep it nice and low, just a gentle stretch, a chance to mobilize and open a little without worrying too much about movement or our balance. Relax down through the hands. So let the hands be heavy as well. Let the elbows be heavy. So the elbows heavy, pulling the shoulders down. So you're not lifting the shoulders up around the ears, but there's just this weight to the arms. Soften the grip through the hands, so just make sure there's no stress through the palms of the hands. And then come up around the necks and the shoulders, just notice. See if you can bring more space in between the top of the shoulders and the earlobes, so you just lengthen that space into the side of the neck. Soften through the jaw. So there might be a little gap between the upper jaw and the lower jaw, but keep the mouth closed. There's just a softness. Breathe in and out through the nose. Relax around the eyes. Take 2 more big breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. And then just let the left hand fall out to the side, left fingertips to the side. Sit a little taller in the seat. Sweep the right arm up to the sky. So reach up nice and tall through that right side. And then bend the right elbow. Right hand falls over the left ear. And just gently encourage the head over towards the right. So opening out, stretching through that left side of the neck. Trying to make space from the left ear to the top of the left shoulder. So you're reaching across that space through the scalenes, stretching the left fingertips out. If you want more, bring the left hand off the floor and reach the left fingertips even further away. So you might feel that stretch almost down into the bicep. And stretching across the scalenes here where all the nerves run through to the arms. So if we're tight and tense in there, we can put pressure on the nerves. And then we feel that almost, well, it is like a neural stretch down into the bicep. Everyone lift the hand off the floor, so that left arm is out to the side. Turn the palm so it faces forward, so your thumb is up to the sky, palm face forwards. And then just reach the hand back. So keep the arm straight, but just let that left hand reach back and away. So now you do open through the bicep, through the shoulder a bit more, and still into the side of the neck. Keep the head leaning over to the right. Just relax the right hand down to the floor. And then look over to the right fingertips. So just opening even more into the side of the neck. Take a breath here. Exhale. Breathe in. And out. One more breath. Exhale, relax the left hand down. Come back to a neutral position through the spine. And then swap over. So sweep the left arm, up to the sky. Bend the left elbow, just place it over the ear. And then gently let the head fall over to the left. Start by just reaching the right fingertips away. So maybe you start with the fingertips on the floor. And then maybe if you're looking for a bit more, the fingertips reach up and you kind of try and stretch and lengthen them away. So we feel that stretch go down the arm. Stay tall through the seat, so try not to bend over too much to one side or the other side. It's just the head and the neck area that's bending. And then turn the right palm so it faces the front of the room, thumb up to the sky, and reach that right arm back behind you. So you open out that space more through the chest. And let the left hand fall down. Head still side, bending over to the left, and then just look down towards the left fingers. Open through the right side, through the shoulder. Take a breath in. And a breath out. And then take that right arm up to the sky, face forwards. So reaching the right arm up. Bend the right elbow and take the fingers down behind the back. So my right fingertips are trying to reach between my shoulder blades. We did this in class last night. So you're going to take that left hand up the back and try and reach the fingertips together. So if you can't reach the fingertips, so if the fingertips come together, great, that's fine. But if they don't, just grab a hold of your t-shirt and kind of wriggle the fingertips until they get close to one another. And then you're lifting up through that right tricep. Keep the spine tall, so don't fall forwards. Keep the chest open. Just take a little lean over to the left. So open that right side of the waist a little. And then come back to center. Switch over, so take the right hand down, left arm up. Left elbow bends, fingers reach up the back, try and find the fingertips. You might just touch the fingers, and then with time or over the weeks, you can work towards holding the tips of the fingers, or you're holding onto t-shirt, and just lean over a little to the right side. Take a breath. Exhale. Breathe in and out. Release. Take both arms up to the sky, make a fist. Just cross the seats of the legs, so we just change and go the other way. Just cross the way. Change the way you're seated. And then imagine you're drawing on the ceiling with the knuckles. Draw big circles and let the spine round as you do that. So trying to open up through the shoulders, through the middle of the back. Really try and curve into the back as you reach the hands forwards. And then as you look up to the sky, really lift through the chest. So round through the spine, pull the waist in, reach the knuckles as far forwards as you can, swing up and rotate round. And then another big rotation. All the way up and back round, pause it there, and then go 5 times the other way. All the way round. And sweep it round, pull the waist in. Last 2. And last one. Okay, and then just relax the hands. Take your right foot out to the side and bring your left foot in. So just in that seated position, and then shift your hips so the hips face down to the straight leg. So hips aren't facing forwards, they've kind of shimmied a little over to the right foot. Hands either side of the right knee to start with, and then try and tilt the belly to the thigh. If it's super tight through the back of the leg, lift that right knee a little, and then just fold the body forwards. So relax the head, let the body come forwards. Even if you feel like it's tight and you're not going far enough, just try and be there and relax there. Let the forearms be heavy. Let the hands relax. Shoulders widen across the upper back. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. So not forcing anything. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Last breath in. And out. And then carefully roll up through the spine. Keep the legs as they are. Sweep the arms up to the sky, big breath. And then you're going to twist to the left. So take the right hand over to the left knee and take the left hand behind the back. Use the left fingertips to push down into the floor, lift the chest a bit higher, and then use that right hand to pull yourself and look over to the left. Breathe in, lift the chest. And breathe out, rotate more to the left. You'll feel that right hip lift a little, that's okay. Breathe in, lift the chest. Breathe out, twist. Breathe in, lift the chest. And breathe out, twist. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Keep the right hand where it is. Just bring yourself back so you're looking over the left knee. So I'm looking out to the left side of the room. Reach your left arm up to the sky. And try and reach your left hand up and over towards the right toes. There's a big stretch through the left side of the body. Look up to the ceiling. If the neck's tight, then just relax the neck. You don't need to look all the way up. But you've got that right hand and you're almost pulling with that right hand. Pulling, and that's enabling you to lift this left side of the rib cage more. Breathe in. Breathe out, 1. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Slowly come back up. Just notice how you feel from one side to the other. And then switch the legs over. So take the left leg out, bring the right foot in, and then just shimmy so you face the left leg, so the hips are facing over to the left a little. Pull the navel to spine, take a breath in. And then as you breathe out, just start to lean the body forwards. Trying to lean forwards with just the weight of the body. So no extra force, no extra stress, relaxing the arms, relaxing the shoulders. See if you can prioritize relaxing across the back of the shoulders over worrying about how far you're reaching forwards. That will come with time. And breathe. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more breaths in and out. Really try and relax through the belly as well. So try not to hold on to any stress through the belly or the hips, just allowing the back of the body to lengthen. Final breath. Exhale. Roll all the way up, reach the arms up to the sky. Lift up nice and tall. And then take your left hand to the outside of the right knee and take your right hand behind you. Push into the right fingertips, lift your chest, and then use that left hand to pull you round into a twist, looking over the right shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more breaths. Try and open the chest more to that right side of the room. Okay, and then your left hand stays on that right knee. Look over the right knee now. So back off from the twist a little. You're looking out to the right side of the room. Reach that right arm up to the sky. And then imagine those right fingertips coming all the way over, reaching towards the left toes. Try and keep the body open. You can pull on that left hand. So you pull and you lift the chest a bit more. I'm not trying to pull yourself over, but that right hip is pushing down into the ground. 3 big breaths in and out. Breathe in and out. Last one. Exhale and then slowly bring it back. Just bring the left leg in, cross both legs, take the hands down to the mat, step back to all fours, so hands and knees. A couple of times, just moving through the back. Inhale, look forwards, open the chest. Exhale, arch and round through the spine. Find as much space as you can. So slow this right down. Feel that stretch through the back of the body as you round. And then as you drop the chest and move the chest forwards, feel that opening through the front of the body. See if you can find length through the arms as you move the chest forwards. Exhale, arch and round. Pull the navel into the spine. Tuck the tailbone under. Bring the chin in. And then look forwards, open the chest. Exhale, arch and round through the spine. Inhale forwards. And exhale, round. From that rounded position, tuck the toes, stretch the hips up to the sky, take an easy downward facing dog. So just lengthen through the backs of the legs and then walk on the spot. Good few times, just stretching out through the backs of the calves, the ankles, the heels. Wriggle through the feet, mobilize through the soles of the feet. And then take a deep bend into the right knee. Just push the left heel back. So really strong through the back of the left leg. So just stretching out that left leg. Right knee can be soft and bent. And then just go to the other side. So really stretch the right heel back. Deep bend in that left knee. And then we'll just go once more each side. So push the left heel down. So it's just like walking on the spot, but holding it a bit longer. And then other side. And back to a more neutral position. Both heels stretching away. Take the left foot, step the left foot forwards, rest the back knee down. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. So lift both arms up and slowly move into that right hip. So you can let it be a bit more passive, so a bit more gentle, just let the body weight drop forwards. Don't worry too much about the position of the pelvis. Just let yourself move into it today. So just let the body flop forwards and find space. So we're not forcing, straining, or worrying. Just let that right hip come forwards. Usually I give you a million things to think about, but today just let the body weight do the job. And then take both hands down to the floor. So they're inside of the left foot, and you're just going to stay here. Relax the head forwards. So still trying to bring the hips forwards and down. So still trying to lengthen through that right thigh. You can stay on hands. If this is already plenty of a stretch, stay there. If you've got the space, you can come down to the elbows. And it's the same thing, you're just a little bit closer to the ground. So it's your preference. Either if you have a block and you feel like you're not quite down to the elbows, but you can go a little bit lower than the hands, you can rest on the block, which makes for a nice halfway point. But I don't know how many of you have blocks. So you're able to just relax through the upper body there, across the back of the shoulders, moving that right hip forwards and down, and just taking big deep breaths. So when we first stretch, we stretch the belly of the muscle, and then we take a bit longer to stretch. We hold it a bit longer. We start to get deeper into the joints. So we really get into that right hip. We've got 3 more. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Breathe in. And breathe out, 3. Come up to the hands if you were down on elbows. Push up to the hands. Straighten the front leg. So you might need to wriggle the toes a bit further forwards. Um, which leg did I have you bring forwards first? Well, I can't remember, but whatever side you're on, it feels weird that I've gone this way first. But anyway, ignore me. Left heel pushes down, and I want you to stretch the back of the left leg. So you're leaning forwards. You've got a 90-degree bend at the back of the knee, and you're just noticing if you're shoving that right hip out to the side of the room. I don't know whether I changed when I went to get my block. I'm just having a look. Oh, Libby's got the left foot. Yeah. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, carry on as you were. Stretching the left hamstring. And exhale. Big breath in. Big breath out. Stay low, so you don't need to come up too much. Just reach your right hand out to the sides. If you're on a mat, bring it off the yoga mat. And then lift your left arm up to the sky. So there's a rotation through the chest. We'll also be quite strong around the back of the left hip. So still pushing that left heel down. There's still some strength through the back of the left leg there. Have the palm of your hand so it's open to the left side of the room. Give yourself even more space through the chest on the left-hand side. Big breath in. Big breath out. Big breath in. And big breath out. Slowly bring your left hand down. Just take your left knee, place it back next to the right knee. We'll do 2 rounds of cat-cow, so look forwards, open the chest. Exhale, arch and round through the spine. Look forwards, open the chest. Arch and round through the spine. Tuck the toes under, lift your hips back up into that downward facing dog shape. Stretch out the backs of the legs. Have a pedal through the feet. Bit of a move around through the hips. And then looking to the hands. Step the right foot forwards. Rest the back left knee down. Scoop the arms up to the sky, big inhale. And then just let your own body weight take that left hip forwards as you exhale. So just let it move forwards. So less resistance, less trying to worry about the shape or where you are in space. Just let the body weight move you forwards. Relax the shoulders. So notice if they're up by the ears, see if you can drop them down. Close the eyes, maybe soften around the jaw. Breathe into the belly. So keep the breaths nice and big, pushing them all the way down to the base of the lungs. More exchange of oxygen happens in that bottom third of the lungs. So we want to make sure we're drawing in a big breath so that we're pushing the breath all the way down into the base of the lungs, not just shallow breathing in the top of the lungs, but sending it all the way down. Take the hands down to the instep of the right foot and stay on the hands for just a moment, still trying to move the hips forwards and down. Feel that length through the left thigh. If you want to, you're on elbows, forearms, or you're on a yoga block. But the lower body doesn't change too much. It gets slightly deeper when you rest down to the elbows, but not too much. Still plenty of a stretch on the hands. Soften through the backs of the shoulders. Let that be your priority. I'm trying to widen the space between the collarbones. Not the collarbones, the shoulder blades. Breathe. Remember, push it all the way down into the base of the lungs, into the belly. Notice actually how much that helps to have that bit of movement through the torso. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Stick with it for 3 more. So remember, when we start the stretch, we just get the belly of the muscle, and then as we hold it a bit longer, we actually really get into the hips. So we start to make more of a difference to the mobility in the hips, in the joints. And then just come up to the hands. You're going to straighten that right leg. So you might need to shuffle it forwards. Shift the weight back, but don't let that right hip go any further back. Oh my God, left. Don't let your left hip go any further back than the left knee. I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on. My brain is all jumbled. And then also, whilst you're here, just look to that left hip and check you're not pushing it too far over to the left side of the room. I want you to try and keep left hip on top of left knee. So we keep a nice alignment through the lower back. I'm not swaying too far over to one particular side. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Big breath. On 3, stay low, just relax the left arm out and stretch it over to the left side of the room. Reach your right arm up. So keep that right heel pushing down. Might feel the opening across the chest, or you might feel quite a strong stretch through the back of the right leg and around the right hip. Depends where you need to stretch. The body will find it. Reach those right fingertips higher. Make sure your palm is open to the right side of the room. And just breathe. Still trying to expand the rib cage with each breath. And then slowly bring that right hand down. Bring the left hand back onto the mat. Just step your right knee back next to the left knee. So find both hands, both knees, arch around through the spine, relax the head so it's heavy, gaze towards the knees, and then draw big circles with the back. So big movements all the way around with the spine. Hopefully a bit more space through the back now, particularly through the side of the lower back and around the top of the pelvis. Big rotations. Just try and make that movement fluid. And it might feel a little bit clunky at first, but try and get nice big smooth rotations going all the way around. And you can switch and change direction. So moving all the way from the top of the spine to the bottom, through the hips, through the shoulders, in a free way. So it doesn't have to be exactly how I'm doing it. It doesn't have to be the same each time you rotate. It can be new, it can be different. Just see where your body wants to stretch, or maybe where it doesn't want to stretch, and you try and push into that space. And then come back to center, find stillness. Tuck your toes, lift the hips up to the sky. See if there's more length now when you come into your downward dog. See if it's a little bit comfier. You can lift the hips higher. You can encourage the heels further down to the floor. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Walk the feet in towards the hands. So slowly bring the body forwards. Bend the knees so deep that you're resting on the thighs. So there's no gap between the belly and the thighs. You're totally resting down. Wrap the arms around the backs of the legs. Hold opposite elbows. Look in towards the knees or towards the shins. Try and keep that closed space between the belly and the thighs. And then as you do that, see if you can lift
the hips up to the sky. See if you can stretch the backs of the legs whilst you're keeping the connection of upper body and lower body. You just might go an inch higher with the hips, you might go a centimeter higher, or it might just be that you feel a millimeter of space. Whatever it is, try and hold that. Use the breath to keep you there. And then relax the arms down. Arms be totally heavy to the floor. There's a softness to the knees. Step the right foot back about 2 feet. So not all the way back into a long stance, but just about 2 feet. And then you're going to bend into the right knee, straighten the left leg and pull the left toes back. So my knees are in the same area. They're not exactly next to one another, but I'm bending that right knee and stretching down the back of the left leg. Head relaxed in, using your hands for support. Totally bring the chin into the chest. Notice how much stronger you can make that stretch by bringing the upper back in as well. So if you curl all the way in and bring the chin to the chest, that posterior chain gets a stretch from the base of the skull all the way through the spine, around the hip, and down to the back of the left ankle. One more breath here. Exhale. And then push the left foot down to the floor so you're not on the left heel anymore. There can be a softness to the knees, they don't have to be straight. Walk your hands over to the left side of your mat. So your body is twisting over that left thigh. And then we've done this before in yoga, but now, at the moment, my feet are still facing forwards. I'm going to let my feet twist so the toes come to the left side of the room and my heels are to the right. So I'm going to lift up so you can see that left leg is coming. Well, you can't see very well because I've got black trousers on, but that left leg is coming over and my right hip is coming around. So it's like my legs are in a very uncomfortable cross position, essentially. As you fold forwards, you open around the hips a bit more, you create a bit more space. So I'm on the outside edges of my feet. My feet aren't flat down. That would be quite taxing through the ankles. And I'm trying to, that left hip, I'm trying to take it back. And that right hip, I'm almost trying to bring it forwards. There's a real strong twist around the lower back. So making some space around the lower back and the hips. Walk your hands back around to the top of the mat. Bring the right foot in next to the left foot. And then step the left foot back to 2 feet or so, like a good step. And then bend in your left knee. Pull the right toes back and straighten the right leg. So I'll lift that hand so you can see. So my right leg is straight, toes are pulling back. And then I'm bringing the upper body down as well. So breathe here. Exhale. Breath in. And out. Trying to pull that right thigh all the way up in to the top of the right hip. So I'm trying to pull that right thigh back. Bend a little more into the left knee. And then place the right foot down. Walk your hands over to the right side of the room. So they come off the mat over to the right. Let the feet twist. Toes point to the right side of the room, heels to the left. And we have that twist again. So I'm going to move so you're not having to stare at my bottom. Pull the right hip back and draw the left hip forward this time. And it might feel a bit uncomfortable through the middle of the thighs. It might be like, oh, there's not enough space. But by doing that and by squeezing the thighs together, you're kind of creating a gapping around the sacrum. So you're opening up around the sacrum, which is great if you've been sat down at a desk for 3 or 4 hours this morning. Okay. Unravel, just take your hands back to the top of the mat and then step both feet back into downward facing dog. Just notice how the body feels there. So take a few minutes, a few moments in stillness, just pushing into the hands, lifting the hips. Trust the pressure down through the heels of the hands, the knuckles, and the fingertips. So you can push so much, you can lift the hips higher. And then slowly walk the feet forwards, all the way to the top of the mat and take a seat. We're going to roll down onto our backs. So come all the way to the floor. Extend the left leg long and bring the right knee into the chest. Interlace the hands behind the right thigh and extend that right heel to the ceiling. So right leg may well not straighten, that's fine. You're just going to reach the heel away. So even if there's quite a big bend in that right knee, try and kick the heel to the ceiling so that underneath of the leg, we're really trying to lengthen. The toes pull back to the face. You're quite active through that right foot. And then whilst you've got that right leg there, just bend the left knee. Left foot comes off the floor as well, so the shin is parallel. You're going to take that right leg over the left thigh and cross the legs. So have a cross leg position. Now, if you can take the right foot underneath the left shin, you can. So it's like a double wrap, then you can do that. If that's too much, just stay with the right leg crossing over. Take the arms out wide. Try your best to keep the shoulders down on the floor and let both knees fall over to the left side of the room. Quite a strong twist. That right knee is going to pull all the way over. You're trying to hold that right arm down on the floor. Let the twist come all the way through the side of the body. If you want to, you can use your left hand on top of the right thigh to encourage it down. Relax through that right arm. Imagine someone's placing a heavy hand on your chest on the right side. They're trying to push that right shoulder down. Encourage, deepen the twist. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Inhale. Exhale. Bring it back to center. And then just stretch the right leg all the way out to the bottom of the mat. Bring the left knee in. So hug that left knee into the chest. And then hands interlace behind the left thigh. Kick the left heel up. So stretching the underneath side of the leg, pulling the left toes back to the face. So it's active, really trying to pull the toes back and push the heel up. So you feel it not just in the hamstring, but into the calf. And you can actually just notice, relax the foot, notice how easy it is, and then come back to a more active version. Toes pull back. Okay, and then whilst you're there, bring the right knee off the floor, right foot off the floor, wrap that left leg over. Maybe you double wrap, so maybe the left toes hook around, or you just stay with a single wrap. Take the arms out to the side, and then let both knees come all the way over to the right side. Bigger twist through the spine. Maybe your right hand wants to hold down the left thigh. If you're only a little bit off the ground, you might be able to use the pressure from that right hand to just help you a little bit further into the twist. Relax that left arm down. So imagine someone's pushing their hand on that left arm or the chest, the shoulder. They're trying to hold that left side of the body down into the ground. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to center. Bring it all the way back. Pull the knees into the chest. Take the knees out wide. So you've got some space across the body. And you can't bring the knees close to the chest if they're on top of the torso. So they need to come to the side of the torso. Soles of the feet to the sky. Reach either for the ankles, the feet, or you can hold on to the toes. You're trying to pull the feet down. As you pull the feet down, try and kick the heels away. So pull with the hands, kick with the heels. And hopefully you'll find that that moves the lower back down to the ground. So it kind of flattens out the lower back, increases the stretch around the hips. And then from there, push your legs straighter. Straighter, they might not go straight. You just try and stretch the heels away. 3. Breathe 2. And 1. Slowly cross the legs in. We're going to rock up to a seated position, all the way up. Cross the legs, place the hands onto the knees. Inhale, lift the chest forwards, pull the shoulders back, open the chest towards the ceiling. And then exhale, look in towards the navel, round through the spine. Inhale, rock forwards on the seat bones, lift the chest, pull the shoulders back. Exhale, round through the spine. Go one more there. Inhale, look forwards, open the chest. And then exhale, round through the spine. Come back and find a neutral position through the spine. Take the hands out in front of you, thumbs out to the side, fingers point away. And then take the fingers down to the floor and stretch the heels of the hands away. So push the heels of the hands down to the ground. Let the head fall in as well. So there's a big opening through the wrists. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you can kind of round through the upper back at the same time. You get strong through the wrists. Breathe. 2 more. Okay, and then come up off the wrists. Just interlace the hands and wriggle them around. Back and forwards a couple of times. Shake around. Hands rest down onto the knees. Take a big inhale all the way to the top of the lungs, and then we're going to hold it at the top for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, sigh all the way out. Same again, but we're holding for 6. So breathe all the way in. Hold for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sigh out. I'm going to let you try and hold to 8 this time, but if you need to exhale sooner, then of course do. Breathe all the way in. Hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big sigh out. And then just a normal breath in and out. One more. And then just bring the hands into prayer heart center. Acknowledging the practice, acknowledging the fact you've given up time today to practice in the middle of the day. Good going, guys. Well done.